you love this when you look around and it's packed.
It's like he hasn't been here for a while. He hasn't boxed in the UK since, I think, September 2021.
Wow.
And he's coming off 2 defeats, so you always turn up and go, it's like being at a, when you have a birthday party, you hope everyone turns up, and you just see tiers of people here, thousands of people come out just to watch him weigh in.
Yeah.
He's still a massive star, and I've not really seen him like that before.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, just all business.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was
not even against Brazil, guys like that.
No,
I mean,
you're
it's
right.
just different now. I think back then there was an element of naivety.
Yeah.
He still didn't know enough about the game.
Yeah.
And what I saw up there was just some bloke that wants to go in and cause absolute mass destruction tomorrow night. And I like that. Listen, I like that.
Yeah. And you've given up on getting AJ a soft touch because he doesn't want any. Obviously, this is a real fight.
I think you can't win. It's like you go back to the night in Madison Square Garden against Andy Ruiz. Don King told me, just take Trevor Bryan. It's a nice knockout. And I'm thinking, that's a one-round knockout. We're going to get laughed at Madison Square Garden. Let's have a proper fight. Let's fight Andy Ruiz.
Right.
And everyone agreed. But that's what he's always done. And I feel like he's never really got credit for that. He could have filled the O2. He could have taken this fight against a much lesser opponent than Jermaine Franklin. You've seen the guy coming in much better shape. He's going to be a lot faster. Yeah. He's a lot fitter. Yeah. He took 12 rounds against Dillian Whyte in a very close fight. Some thought that he won that fight as well. He can punch. He's got fast hands. He's got a good chin. It's going to be a really good fight. And
are you sure you're not his promoter, Jermaine Franklin?
I'm just nervous, to be honest with you. The thing is, I talked the fight up so much that by the time fight night comes around, I'm so confused. I don't know who's going to win.
Eddie, have you spent any time in Texas in Derek James's gym with AJ?
One day.
Yeah. I hear it's really hot in there.
Yeah, it's not just that. It's just the surroundings.
Right.
You got to remember that he's trained mainly at the English Institute of Sport, the Olympic home, for his whole career. It's like a red carpet in there for him. And he doesn't want that, but it's just pictures everywhere. Everyone's AJ. And then all of a sudden, I went to Dallas. Pulled up to the house he was staying, and I'm like,
wrong place.
So, driver, you got
the right place.
Here, and then you go to the gym. It's wild, the surroundings, and just a simple gym, 2 rooms. I've never seen him train in those kind of facilities before. I think it's what he needed. Right. He needed to be taken away from the bubble that he lives in.
So you see a new AJ coming from that?
I see a hungry AJ. Everyone keeps saying, how do you think he looks? Till that bell goes on Saturday, no one knows where he's at physically, where he's at mentally. But he needs to impose himself in this fight early. If he lets Franklin get in a rhythm, if he gets confident, because listen, I'm the closest person to the head-to-heads.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Anthony Joshua, and I'm seeing Jermaine Franklin looking at Anthony Joshua. I don't care what anyone says. He's thinking, look at the size of this guy. He's an absolute tank, right? And he's been in with big guys before, but not with the speed of Anthony Joshua, not with the ability to throw combinations like Anthony Joshua, but he's confident. But if he lets Jermaine get more confident, get in a rhythm, and probably frustrate AJ, that's the key in this fight. What you don't want in this fight is AJ to get through 7 or 8 rounds, start missing, getting a bit frustrated. Do you know what I mean? He's got to go out there, he's got to be dominant with his jab, and he's got to go like in 2 phases. When he stings him like he used to, back him up to the ropes, 7 or 8 punch combination, take this guy out and do it early and make a statement.
Do you agree with that? What the people are saying, the narrative is he needs to score a knockout to really gain that momentum again. Is that what we have to see from AJ?
I'll take the win, mate, to be honest with you, but I just feel that if we're going to really make a case for the best heavyweight in the world, or even one of, and I don't think you can deny that. But if you've got to make a case for beating Tyson Fury, regaining the World Heavyweight Championship, you've got to go through Jermaine Franklin, and you've got to do it in style. And I believe you're going to get a great Anthony Joshua performance tonight, but I also believe there's a lot of pressure on him. And that's what I see up there. Yeah. It's like, I'm not interested. Even with you, you two are pals. It weren't the most friendly interview.
Mate, it was the hardest interview I've done.
I know.
It was one-word answers. I thought I'm stepping up there, he's going to give me millions.
The energy's, it's like matey. Even that with you, it's like, look, what, And then you said about the fans, he's like, no, you know what, I just need to, I need to be real on this
That was a good crutch.
But that's good. That just says that he's focused. I just like that he came looking more confident than ever. Now, at one time you said, okay, a top 15 guy and then maybe a Dillian Whyte. Now it seems like if he destroys Jermaine Franklin, we talking Fury or Wilder immediately?
I think that if AJ puts in a great performance tomorrow night, with no mandatory for Tyson Fury, with no fight for Anthony Joshua, I feel like the British public are going to absolutely insist on the Tyson Fury fight.
Okay.
But it's all down to the performance tomorrow night. If he struggles a little bit and if he wins, he may say, give me another one in July. and then I'll have a big fight. But he's all about the big fights.
Yeah.
You know, and
he
I
looks
feel
calm.
like this guy, I mean, I think he's about 10 or 11 pounds heavier
Yes,
than
he
the
is.
Alexander Usyk fight, and I expected that. For a long time, I think he's worked off the basis of being lean. Being lean will give me more engine in the fight.
Yeah.
And I think the camp with Derek James has been about output.
Yeah.
It's been about counting the amount of punches that he's throwing per round in sparring, pushing him to the limits. And I think he's just realised that he wants to come into his fight like a wrecking ball, you know, like a big, bad heavyweight, and take this guy out with size and speed. And I think he looks fantastic.
Yeah,
I love the way he's talking to them. He's talking to them more than he spoke to me.
Yeah.
They're getting a good 5 minutes. I think I might have said something on Twitter. I can't remember. But look, he does look in fantastic shape, and I love when AJ does this. I love when he goes and gives people time. Because that's what AJ's career has all been about. He's always given people time.
I just want one point on that. That's taxing, right? That time and that energy, and he's always done that. And I feel like that was one of the reasons you saw the implosion. It's like all the years of pressure. He finishes in here now. Most fighters, well, actually every fighter, just slip out the back into the car and back to the hotel. AJ's going to go around here. He's going to talk to the kids. He's going to see the crowd, and he's given that back so many times. But after a while, I remember when we were Rob McCracken, you know, we'd do a media workout. That's why we didn't do one this week, because he ends up staying for like 2 hours, signing everybody's autographs and everything. And Rob McCracken would go, no signing tonight. Oh, okay. Next thing, he's out, you know. And that energy that he's used in those build-ups, I think, has taken something out of him. And I feel like being removed from that in Texas, where much fewer people know who he is, he can go to the mall, he can go to the cinema, you know, and he can do all the normal things. I think that's going to give him a new lease of life in this camp.
You know, a lot of people are complaining, saying that Tyson Fury is not fighting Usyk, and it's his fault. Do you think if AJ gets this victory, he'll fight AJ?
Yeah, I think he's all about the money, Tyson Fury. You know, he's reached that point in his career. He's achieved what he needs to achieve. He's just looking for the
But would you guys take a 70-30? Of course not.
Absolutely. We already...
Wait. Whoa. You heard that. 70-30.
As I said the other day, we've already got a deal in place from last time, which was well publicised, 60-40 deal. No, but we got the material points of that deal agreed.
Okay.
What we actually need to do is just pick that back up. But we need to do it. One of my biggest problems is I've got a massive mouth. And, like, you know, George
Really?
say to me, can you not talk? When you do 40 interviews a day, everyone's asking you the question.
Yeah.
We do need both fighters just to remove themselves from it. Let Matchroom and Queensbury go to work on it. See if we can get into a position to approach the fighters and say, do you know what? We've actually got this in place. But it's all completely irrelevant if we don't win on Saturday night.
Eddie,
So is it
Eddie, sorry, he's got to go. He's got to go. AJ does a lot of work. This man does a lot of work. He's been up since 5 in the morning doing everything. Look, the big fight on Saturday. Make sure you scan the QR code. And there are so many other ways as well that you can make sure you watch the big fight on Saturday.